Alright, let's go ahead and clear this up because everyone's gonna say it. If you've seen nothing for this movie, keep it that way. Go to the movie theater just knowing it's a horror movie and just watch it. Just watch this movie because that one trailer that's been out, that's been on every trailer pack, I have seen, but that's all I knew about this movie. And then there was some buzz, I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna go see it. And I did tonight, and I'm telling you right now, you're either going to really love this movie or you're gonna make fun of it. Barbarian stars Georgina Campbell and Bill Skarsgård. It's about a woman staying in Airbnb discovers that the house she has rented is not what it seems. Now, if you've kept up with me, you know that my favorite genre is the horror genre. So I was gonna see this movie anyways, but then the buzz started coming in. Everyone was like, you need to go see it, and I'm not telling you anything about it. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch any reviews. I'm just gonna go in knowing, okay, there's something about this movie that's very different. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like, I'm telling you, it was a packed audience, like 40 people in my theater. There were times where people were laughing, and sometimes it was meant to be. And then there was times where it was truly just a terrifying image, but people were gonna laugh at this movie. I'm telling you, this movie is going to be so diverse in people's opinions that I'm so excited. But I'm telling you right now, I just love how this movie is so different from all the horror movies that we get. This year has been great for horror movies, but this is the definition of something just new and original that I liked watching. My biggest praise is Zach Cregger, who is the director and writer of this movie. I've not seen any of his other movies, but now I know he's on my radar because he just made an awesome horror movie. And like I said, it's such an original idea that has so many twists and turns that I don't want to spoil nothing about this movie. But all I can say is the blocking, the cinematography, the score. I mean, this is such a good horror movie, and I loved looking at it. Seriously, there is one segment of this movie where he completely changes the aspect ratio, and I'm pretty sure there is something that he does with this lens that just changes the atmosphere. And what he does with the tone and the script, using comedy moments, horrifying moments, and what the fuck moments, he balances out perfectly. And directing this movie and giving us something very enjoyable to watch with amazing camera work, cinematography, the shadowing. I mean, the shadowing and the coloring in this movie looks amazing. There's a shot early on where she's on a porch and she's looking out into the darkness of the stormy night. It's one of my favorite shots because it looks so realistic. Like, that is what you see at nighttime in a storm. Usually a lot of movies look Hollywoodized where there's lighting and stuff like that. No. There's a shot where she's just looking in the darkness. I'm like, that is true fear. That is what I see on my front porch. Georgina Campbell is our main lead actress, and she is so good in this movie. She has a great, just simple character. She's there for a job interview. It's a dark, stormy night. She meets Bill Skarsgård. They're rented the same Airbnb. But you want to trust him, but Bill Skarsgård does a great job. You love him. He's so a nice guy. But there's a little bit off-putting, and you know something's coming. And what in this Airbnb, in this stormy night, it's very unsettling, but these two performers are carrying this first act, and it's so nice to watch. And the dialogue felt real. It was a great first act setup. And then we get introduced to Justin Long, which I had no idea he was in this movie. In the later half of this movie, who's a big asshole, but he was really good in this movie, and he introduces a lot more of the comedy. He also has to deal with the theme of this movie, dealing with problems that we see in celebrities nowadays. I just love how that was a big topic in this movie, and it weaved through perfectly to a small Airbnb horror movie, which again, twists and turns throughout. So there's a lot more to this movie than just this little house. There's so much more that I want to delve into, but no spoilers. But these three performers are amazing, and there's one more performer that shows up that I'm not going to spoil. All I'm going to say is my Rob Zombie fans out there are going to be like, nice. Besides that, the directing is great, the score is great, the performers are amazing, the setting, the score, the camera work, the dialogue. My only tiny little issues. Little character motivations. There's going to be moments you're going to sit in this theater and you'll be like, grab the keys, go to the front door, leave. There's moments like that. There are moments you're just like, these characters are doing dumb things, saying smart things, but doing like just leave moments. It happens, but you know what? If it didn't happen, we wouldn't have a good movie. And I will say, from where this movie starts to the third act, the last 15 minutes, goes a little out of this world, and it's a little off-putting when you see it, because there's a shot that you're like, you really might laugh at, but it's not meant to be funny, and it's a little bit like a B-rate horror movie, which is not a bad thing, and it works for the most part, but it's a little off-putting. You're like, it's such a serious tone movie, and by the third act, you are in a gore fest, which, by the way, the kills in this movie, we get some practical effects, hell yes. By the end of this movie, it is a top 5 favorite movie of the year for me, and I cannot wait to see it again. I will give Barbarian an A. Now let me go ahead and just apologize when my top 10 list comes at the very end of this year, and probably like 5 of these movies are going to be horror movies. I'm really sorry, but hey, go see this movie. You might really hate it, but you might really love it like me. And if you guys enjoyed this review, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.